Greetings shippers, welcome back, and it's time for something a little different and very special. Today, we have an exclusive interview with the creators of Lemon. That's right, we're going to be talking about a fanzine. Now, for those who are aware of fandom, they will know that fanzines have been around for a long time, and for many fandoms pre the digital era, they have been some of the lifeblood when it came to getting fics, spreading the word, and building communities. They were also heavily featured on the con circuit, and they were a great way for creators to get to know each other. However, of course, there were always the issues of access and knowledge about it at all. Since the digital renaissance and in this era of new digital creation, it is much easier than ever to get in touch with each other and create a fanzine. In a way, it can be the best of both worlds. However, not everybody is aware that fanzines are still being created. I found out about Lemon when I was contacted by one of the higher-ups within it, who wanted to talk to me about their project and potentially writing for it. And as we got to talking and I learned more and more about what their magazine was about, I really wanted to share it with all of you because I feel that it's something that you will really appreciate. This zine is dedicated to fanfiction. Each issue focuses on a different fandom, and within each issue focusing on said specific fandom, they tackle all kinds of different issues surrounding writing fics for that fandom and just some of the fandom tropes and ins and outs that you can find within said fandom. They are a dedicated and passionate bunch of people, and I wanted to know as much as I could about their project, and so we got to talking and we have a little interview for you guys. Short, sweet, succinct, and to the point, stay and listen to all about how they got started, what it takes and entails to run a zine, and what they hope to accomplish with it. If at the end of all of this you're excited about what you hear and want to seek it out, I will of course have the links down below, and I will tell you right now that they are at the stage where they are gearing up to get ready to go to cons. Starting at the time of this recording in the month of February, they plan to go to Pensacon, Planet Comic Con in March, Collective Con in April, MegaCon in May, and a whole bunch in the summer. So things are looking very bright for the Lemon Mag. So if you're interested in hearing more about it, then stay tuned and we're going to talk to Nikki and Jane of Lemon. I have some specifics, but a general overview would be great too. My specifics are, what prompted you to start it? Where did you come up with the name? Just to start. Oh geez, okay, these are my favorite questions. So I had the idea that I wanted to read a magazine about writing fanfiction specifically. I have a ton of industry-specific magazines that I'm subscribed to, and I knew fanzines were a thing. So I went out looking and came back with literally nothing. It made me so sad. Like every other project I work on, I decided if I was looking, someone else had to be too. See a need, fill a need type situation. And yes, that motto came from a kids movie. It spiraled from there, and when Jane got involved, it was easier when I had a partner in crime. She's like second in command, and she's been invaluable to my sanity and to Lemon. Now the name came from the old name for smut. Before it was called smut, we called a chapter with it as containing lemons or limes, depending. We were all very obsessed with citrus fruit for some reason. I thought it was a nice way to pay homage to old school fanfic. A lot of people don't know the anime history, but I did. I knew people would mostly get the reference. So once you had the name and general concept, how did you focus it? It was always supposed to be about a new fandom each month, and focusing on writing fanfiction as a general thing. That's a different beast for a number of reasons, and I wanted to address all those issues. I get a lot of questions each day about advice from other writers, and I wanted a place I could dump that all for everyone to read whenever. For about half a second, a previous employee wanted it to focus on one fandom, but that was struck down pretty quickly.
For far too long, fanfiction writers have been shamed and forced to hide. We get laughed at and called not real writers, and that's far from the case. Lemon is the start of breaking that stigma, or so we hope.
I think a lot of authors will really appreciate that, since for some, fanfiction and writing it is still very much seen as a dirty little secret. So how did you get the word out that you were looking for people to contribute? Absolutely, still a dirty little secret. I believe every show, agent, etc. should be turning to fanfic writers first to find new talent, not ignoring it. Those are people who are committed to constantly learning. You can't teach that. Just got Tumblr mostly. A lot of people came to us though, before ever making a post. So have you found that the digital era and various social media have made organizing easier? Yes, infinitely. I remember the old school of the old school, and I wouldn't go backward for a second. So I think what many people who are unfamiliar with zines would love to know is, what is the process behind it? How does one go about managing it?
We are constantly working on it in some way, shape, or form.
I wake up absurdly early. I browse through social media. We have our issue schedule made up for over a year. and so I try to stay current in all those fandoms. Each article idea, whether fandom-centered or writing-centered, is based on an issue in that specific fandom, so I need to know what's going on with it. Then I harass Jane here to drink her coffee so we can get started. I run the kids to school and sit down and work on articles, manage our staff writers by issuing article assignments, talking through edits, or doing layouts until I go pick up the kids. Sometimes I forget to eat lunch. Afternoons are for families for both of us, so that's off limits. But we have hours we're open and we close, which makes it easier for sure. We do interviews on Google Docs for the most part, so I'll go check and see the status of those and send messages to authors we're featuring or whatever. Jane handles finding them, and we do recommendation lists, so we're always compiling something. Being so active in fandom on a near constant basis, has it altered how you view things, especially since you're interviewing such a diverse range of fan creators?
I find myself going into new fandoms more. Not that I needed more fandoms.
I've been involved for so long, so not terribly altered. But I have noticed more negativity I want to combat. What exactly do you hope to combat specifically? Lemon has slowly morphed into a platform for building confidence in writers and the fandom in general. A lot of that negativity comes from insecurity. That's an easy fix, I've noticed. Building people up and generally just being nice works wonders. People really will flock to the positivity, though it doesn't feel like that right now. Negativity can be louder, but positivity has a more lasting effect.
That's what we hope to achieve. We want Lemon to become more than just a fanzine. We want it to be like a safe haven for fanfiction writers to build themselves up and celebrate their fandoms in a positive space.
I love that idea. Fandom really has a need for spaces like that, especially as accessibility grows and more new fans pile in. Did you expect the response you've gotten to Lemon so far? Not as quickly, no.
Yes and no. I didn't expect people in my life not into fanfiction to enjoy it as much as they did.
I expected it to take longer for people to find us. Yes, that was fun and strange for me too.
I think Nikki is just being modest. I always knew once people got their hands on Lemon, so to speak, that the issue we put out for Timeless would speak for itself. Nikki and I are both so passionate about the fandom, the love and care we put into can be seen on the page.
So where can people find Lemon if they're searching it out from scratch? Help out the noobs.
The best place to start would be our Tumblr. We update it constantly. It's at Lemon Mag. We also will be featuring additional content and full author interviews exclusively on our Tumblr as well. Because of the nature of editing, sometimes we can't publish the full interview in the issue itself.
Those are my questions. Do you have anything that you really want to highlight that I haven't asked about?
The only thing is we really adore our staff writers. They are a talented group of people who work hard on this as well. Lemon is not just Nikki and I, it's all of us. And thank you so much.
Yes, our staff writers. I would love to highlight them and how awesome they are.
We hope to live up to being that shining light in fandom. That is like 100% our dream, to be that, because that's what we want to get back to.
I hope that you found that interesting and learned a little something about zines, and of course feel free to reach out to the creators. They are very friendly and love chatting with people, especially about fanfiction and fandom, as you can well imagine. We did do this interview pre-Tumblr purge, but I have talked to them since, and they have said that it was, pun intended, anticlimactic for them. There has of course been some effect, and they have diversified their streams and their sources just to make sure. They are very thankful because they were very worried that it was going to completely derail a lot of their work, but thankfully that has not occurred and they are still going strong. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you will check out Lemon. There's no need anymore for fanfiction to be a dirty little secret. Let's all share in our fandom, because fandom can be fundom, but we do have to work to keep it that way. Thank you so much for taking some time of your day to spend it discussing fandom with me, and in this case, some of the wonderful fan creations that can be made out of it. It is truly a wonderful transformative space. If you haven't already, please do subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid, because you never know what we're gonna have on here. There is so much fandom to discuss. I will see you all again when I can, and until then, let's get to that outro. Bye-bye. This has been Shipper's Guide to the Galaxy. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Special thanks to all of my patrons, names on the side, for helping to make these videos possible. There are, as always, more videos coming soon, so until then, stay tuned, for there are as many ships out there as there are stars in the sky.